Hello to all my fellow elementary school librarians. My name is Beth Katzmeyer, and today I'm going to be presenting to you information behaviors of elementary students and recommendations to improve school library services. The research I'm presenting today is based on elementary students grades K through 5, age 5 through 11. And as elementary librarians know, behaviors and cognitive abilities and social abilities vary widely within this age group, as do their informational needs and interest. So keeping those differences in mind, this is a broad overview of our age group. So what are the informational needs of elementary students? Children in elementary school look for information to complete homework assignments and school projects, especially in the areas of social studies, science, and geography, which are embedded into the elementary school curriculum. Children also enjoy looking up fun facts and trivia, information about animals, celebrities, influencers, historical figures, interests and hobbies such as arts and crafts, fashion, gaming, and literature. Children use a variety of sources to find information on these topics, including internet, using their computers and smartphones and iPads. They have been shown in research to prefer search engines such as Google and prefer sites such as YouTube, Wikipedia, and Khan Academy. Children also go to their parents, teachers, and friends to fulfill informational needs and use the OPAC and databases. On the side here, you'll see a pie chart. This pie chart represents a study by Sigarty in 2019, where she asked students in K through 5 what was their first choice for source of information when needing help with homework. 40% of the students replied that they use private devices to access search engines like Google. 29% first asked a teacher or a parent for help. 15% asked a librarian first, and 6% of the students who were surveyed went to the OPAC or databases first. This data shows us that our students really do desire independence when doing information searching, which brings us to my key findings. In my research of children's information search behaviors, I found 3 key findings. They were self-efficacy, query formulation, and credible searches. Self-efficacy refers to a child's belief in themselves to succeed at a task. We're referring specifically to a children's belief in their ability to find, organize, and execute information to fulfill a task or need. Characteristics and behaviors that enable self-efficacy are an autonomy of research topics, collaboration with peers, and instrumental seeker styles. In a study of 517 elementary students, researcher Shen identified instrumental seekers as a successful style of searching for information. Instrumental seekers look for pieces of information to independently further or supplement their understanding of a topic when they're doing research. Barriers to self-efficacy are executive seekers, search styles, frustration levels and impatience, and arrangement of organization within a collection. And Shen's study identified executive seekers as children who have difficulty with self-efficacy because they're looking for answers, ready-made answers for their informational needs that they can cut and paste in. These students develop an over-dependency on platforms to provide answers and lack problem-solving skills. In a study of self-efficacy within the physical library space, Taylor did a study that found that children have trouble locating materials for independent reading within the fiction section when organized by author's last name. Other information behavior findings on elementary students were query formulation and credible sources, which fall under the umbrella of information literacy. Enabling characteristics of query formulation and credible sources are children's proficiency with using devices and access to the internet, using Google, which provides the most useful SERPs for children, creating two-word queries, credible searching style, and confidence in use of personal devices. Credible searchers were identified as successful by a study by Abdul and Basar. They noted that credible searchers carefully read prompts to determine query terms, and then when they pull up their search results or SERPs, they scan the results and compare them to select the best sources. Barriers to information literacy include lack of language, lack of spelling skills, and lack of strategies when creating queries. Convenient searchers as a search style, preference for visual information like YouTube, lack of confidence in adults to help them, and selecting sources based on snippets of information. Convenience searchers were identified as students who put in long search terms or one-word queries and then choose their sources based on the first SERPs presented without doing any comparison. Based on those information behaviors, I'd like to make a few recommendations to make improvements to the educational services we provide in our school libraries. Starting with strategies for fostering self-efficacy. In Shen's study, she found that students were mostly unaware of what seeking style they use when they were looking for information. She also noted that students seemed to be unaware of what created good search behaviors and poor search behaviors. Based on that information, it was suggested to promote self-evaluation with a questionnaire for students. On the right, you'll see a Google form that I created using Shen's questions. On the questionnaire, it states, when I search for questions about my schoolwork on the internet, and then it lists 6 different questions that would provide insight into the child's behaviors. Questions like, I prefer to get ready-made answers. I prefer to get explanations. I like to think about the question before I go to the internet, and so on. Looking at your students' questionnaires, you can determine what their search style is and then provide subsequent lessons to improve their searching behaviors. In relation to self-efficacy within the physical library setting, the Junior Library Guild suggests to genreify your fiction section. Genreification increases browsing satisfaction in students. Technical labels and organization by author's last name can be overly confusing for students. When books are organized by genre, they're more likely to find books that they want to check out. Genreifying is especially helpful for our students with learning disabilities and for our ENL students. Try genreifying a section of your fiction collection and see if you find students finding books more independently. Now let's talk about strategies to improve information literacy, specifically query formulation and finding credible sources. My recommendation is to use the Big 6 and the Super 3. These are our research skills. The Super 3 was designed for K through 2, and the Big 6 is an expanded version of that for grades 3 through adulthood. These research skills are broken down into 3 parts. The first step is to plan. In the planning step, children define the task of what they're trying to research. You can provide a graphic organizer such as a KWL chart. Here, students jot down what they already know about a topic, what they want to learn about a topic, and what they know when they're done with their research. Using the what they want to learn category, children have created their own list of queries. From there, you can make a mini lesson to help children confine their questions into 2-word queries that will have more success when looking for information online. The next step is do. Here you can do mini lessons where you can show children all the resources they have for their research. At that time, you can talk about what sources will be most credible and useful for the purpose of their information needs. Check out thebig6.com for more information and graphic organizers you can use to teach credible sources and query formulation in your children's research. Thanks so much for your time. Goodbye.